Jour de gloire est arrivé. The day of glory has indeed arrived. The teams, and with Emi Martinez in goal, Argentina select the same defence as started the semi-final. That means a 100th cap for Nicolas Otamendi and Nicolas Tagliafico preferred at left-back to Marcos Acuna. Adjustment though further forward, the combative Paredes gives way to the creative Angel Di Maria, and Lionel Messi's 26th World Cup appearance represents a new record. He and Julian Alvarez account for 9 of Argentina's. For France, Hugo Lloris can become the first captain ever to lift the World Cup twice. Tayo Upamecano is fully recovered and reclaims his place from Konate in the back four. Varane is fine. Adrien Rabiot, who also missed the semi-final, reclaims his place from Youssouf Fofana. Messrs Griezmann and Mbappe both scored in the last World Cup final. Olivier Giroud is another of 5 in this side, who also started the equivalent game in Moscow. France again, or Argentina at last. Each for the right to a third star on their national jersey. Bundles of romance around it, yes. But Alan, what is the nuts and bolts reality of this football match? Delightfully taken by Di Maria. What a pop! McAllister got plenty on it.
Right start from Argentina, not the best.
Now Angel Di Maria. Di Maria's cutback has reached Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul strikes! The deflection from Varane flies wide. To the air by Rabiot. Alvarez competing. Lloris couldn't gather. The referee has intervened and France have a clearing free kick.
They're finding Argentina sharp, hungry opponents.
Mbappe, that's sweet. Rabiot. Good protection for Martinez.
The way he plays those 1-2s at times, it's...
And here is Messi, and here's Rodrigo de Paul, Lionel Messi, Angel Di Maria. It bobbled up in front of him.
Well, that's the way it's been for France in these early stages, just not at the races.
Back from Mbappe. And tumbling under challenge from de Paul as he sought to penetrate the penalty area. Floated in by Griezmann. And attacked at full velocity by Olivier Giroud. All through for Di Maria, touched on by Alvarez. Di Maria away from Koundé. He's gone to ground, he's got a penalty! Dembele had a little flick. Di Maria went tumbling. And Argentina eye the first massive opportunity of the night.
Well, he's looked lively from the start. Does he clip his heels here? Perhaps just making Di Maria trip up. I don't think VAR are going to overturn this. He's looked so dangerous on these one-on-ones. Said Koundé might be in trouble, but Dembele was even in more bother there. Has to stop the Argentine.
Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Goal in the last 16. Penalty in the quarter-final, penalty in the semi-final. Messi and the world. A breath, a heartbeat, and Messi! A goal forevermore. Perhaps his moment for infinity. As if predestined.
Well, they deserve it, don't they? By far the better team so far. And I'm not sure anybody in this stadium thought he was going to miss this. Talk about a cool head. France have not come to the party yet. They've hardly kicked a ball in anger and they find themselves a goal down. But a long, long way to go here.
Whatever the outcome, he has had at least his moment. He and they, tens of thousands of them, millions of them, over the parks and squares and bars and cafes of Buenos Aires. He wants to take on Hernandez. He'll happily cash it in for a corner.
Yeah, he had to wait for the ref's permission to come on, and he just stepped onto the pitch.
In by Messi. I think by Giroud from the near post. Fire he put out before it began to rage. Messi.
Oh, lovely.
Delightful. Alvarez, here's McAllister, Di Maria is the spare man, Angel Di Maria, glorious goal! That is just beautiful.
One of the goals of the tournament in terms of teamwork. No surprise that Lionel Messi's involved. What about that for a little two-touch? And afterwards, you knew McAllister had seen his man. You knew he was aware of where Di Maria was, and you knew Di Maria was going to finish it. That's exquisite. There seemed an inevitability about this. They've just been too much for France. The French can't cope with it. They cannot cope. Absolutely brilliant.
Angel Di Maria, who scored the goal which made them continental champions last year at the expense of Brazil, has come up with another iconic Argentine moment. Tears. He blinks back the moment.
He's absolutely flying. This is quite something, this double substitution, isn't it? Decisive management from Deschamps.
He is taking off Giroud, he is taking off Dembele. He's replacing them with Marcus Thuram, and also the guy who came off the bench and scored with his first touch in the semi-final. Well, now these are going to be borrowed seconds at the end of the first half. They have the players who have played. Messi is one of them. He converted a penalty midway through the half after Dembele fouled Di Maria. And of history is on Argentine's shoulders, particularly on the broad shoulders of Lionel Messi.
He's the only enemy, maybe, and a mistake like that.
It's caught by Rabiot's lunge.
He's really enjoying himself out there. Rodrigo de Paul.
Just can't get his motor started. De Paul caught again. He brings it back and does a warn. Free kick. Come back by Tagliafico, and Di Maria can run at them, and Alvarez can take it up. Julian Alvarez saw just a shaft of light at the near post of the Reese.
Yeah, would have hit the side net in this, but
forcing Koundé back, tying him in knots. Di Maria allowed to run. The little fellow was tiptoeing in behind.
Two players diving in at Messi's feet here desperately. And that's what it was.
Messi all craft. Alvarez. McAllister's getting there. Lloris got there first.
Looked like a shove in the back. Upper Meccano.
Thuram twisting. Griezmann stopped by Tagliafico. Now their first change. Angel Di Maria has done an hour and a little bit more. And the damage he has done during that hour and a little bit more may be sufficient for Argentina to become the champions of the world. Hernandez, scythed behind by Otamendi from in front of Thuram, slung in by Antoine Griezmann.
Didn't quite catch it.
Two more French changes. Mbappe conjuring a bit now, driving through and firing hard. At walking pace, Messi, Fernandez.
To a man, Argentina, they've been superb. I can't think of one.
Over the top by Mbappe, chased by Kolo Muani. And Kolo Muani has got into the box, he's got a penalty. He's got a way back for France. Otamendi had a tug. So hold on, just hold on.
Very similar, actually, to the one on Di Maria. A little tangle of legs in there, just there. And again, VAR aren't going to overrule the ref here.
Mbappe, compelled, obliged. France just might. Mbappe with thrust. A president on his feet, a superstar re-enlivened, A nation re-infused with hope.
Yeah,
just maybe.
Sheer power did for Emi Martinez there. We'd almost written the French team off here.
Mbappe, Thuram, Mbappe! Oh, wow! He is an awesome force of nature! Brutal and brilliant! It's 2 each in the World Cup final!
Wow, when you want your top man, your superstar, to come to the fore, Kylian Mbappe does exactly that. When it comes to him, I think, no, don't volley it from there. Take a touch or two. But such is the confidence of this player, even when he's hardly had a sniff. What about that for a connection? What a volley, what a moment in this World Cup final. Incredible.
Thuram on the march. Mbappe, Colomboani. I've got Thuram. Oh, he's got him! Oh, the free kick's been given the other way. Yellow card, one assumes, for perceived acrobatics.
Just when you thought it was going to be a quiet day for Mbappe, he does this. Have the confidence to take that on. Space in front of him, he could have taken a touch, got closer to Martinez. But no, I'll have that, thank you.
First player to score twice in a final since Ronaldo in 2002. Explosive, Kylian Mbappe. Oh, it's deflected up and over.
Well, the alarm bells are ringing there for Argentina once this lad's got the ball on his feet.
He's got round the back here, Kingsley Coman. He's been upended, Camavinga, Rabiot!
Good use of the advantage by the ref. It was outside the box. Certainly not a penalty.
To Paul, Messi. Lionel Messi! Oh! What a reach by Lloris.
It's not in the corner, but there was more than enough power on it.
Out for Coman, who would gladly, I think, have played on then, actually.
Yeah. The ref played a good advantage, didn't he?
Well, the script was seemingly written, the die was seemingly cast. It was going to be Messi's World Cup final, but Mbappe ripped up that script. Telling moments in the game, that save by Lloris from Messi in the dying moments. It's a moment that, when the final totting up is done here, ought not to be forgotten. 4 previous periods of extra time at this World Cup, none of those have been conclusive. Croatia, Japan, Morocco, Spain, Croatia, Brazil, Argentina, Netherlands, all went to penalties. There must be a moment. At some point, there has to be the defining moment. Argentina seemed to have established what that would be. Coman's interested again. Messi has come across to do key defending.
Yeah, that wasn't the header he was after. Disappointed he gave away a corner here.
Sees the removal of both De Paul and Alvarez. Paredes essentially comes on to be De Paul, and Martinez directly to replace Alvarez.
Yeah, another energetic, industrious display from him.
Acuna!
Lovely ball into him, wasn't it, by Paredes?
Leo Messi, McAllister, Messi, Martinez, what a block! Montiel! Up and over by Varane.
Well, we've hardly seen Lionel Messi for the past 20 minutes or so. All of a sudden he bursts in.
Acuna shaped into the path of Lautaro Martinez! Who is intent, he should at least have a corner. Goal kick given. Argentina have had the chances. Lautaro Martinez has had the chances. Dayo Upamecano has made a couple of telling blocks, and we remain on edge. Messi, a little bit of surprise. Lloris reacted.
He's just working in bursts, Messi, wondering.
Montiel. Lautaro Martinez. Lionel Messi. Fernandez. Martinez. Messi!
offside.
Offside flag is up.
Has he given offside?
The referee's given the goal. The referee's given the goal. The little magic man from right on the line. An embrace of disbelief. Messi at millimetres.
No offside there. Was it here? No. It's a goal. And that watch on the wrist to the ref does not lie. Lionel Messi, perhaps, has just scored the winning goal in this World Cup final.
Lionel Messi is conquering his final peak as if entitled. Tears amid family in front of the whole world.
Well, I looked across at the assistant on the far side and he seemed to half raise his flag. That's why I wondered.
Out to Mbappe.
Oh, handball.
Shout for handball. He hasn't, has he? He has. Which side of the line?
It's in.
It has hit Montiel on the arm, and the referee has awarded a penalty in the 117th minute.
Mbappe, I think there was an appeal, but not a mad appeal, which you would expect at this stage.
Mbappe. Into the galaxy of greats! And France, alive again! This is epic and some. Messi 2, Mbappe 3. The first World Cup final hat-trick since Harston 66.
Well, we build it as the Mbappe-Messi show. And so often in those circumstances, the story lies elsewhere, not tonight.
In by Mbappe. Colomboani!
Well, he's a tall lad, Colomboani, but not quite tall enough here. Really does get up well. The faintest of touches perhaps might have seen the ball creep in that far corner.
Forward by Canate. Colomboani! What a stop! What a stop by Martinez! Dybala, they could counter here, Argentina. It's Messi, and Martinez waits in the middle. Lautaro Martinez wide.
He's panicked, hasn't he, Martinez? Well, that's pressure. And that is a world-class save. Absolutely magnificent up the other end.
Penalties will be taken at Argentina's favoured end.
France to go first. You want to get the first blow in if you can.
Well, Emi Martinez has been a hero in these circumstances once already. His saves from Virgil van Dijk and Steven Berghaus are the reason Argentina are still here.
Verse to using mind games, Martinez, if he has to. Trying to get in the taker's head.
The last big French penalty shootout was at the European Championships last summer, and they lost to Switzerland because Kylian Mbappe failed against Jan Sommer with their final penalty. This time, having twice already scored from the spot, and 3 times in all, Mbappe steps up first. And Mbappe rattles it in on his day of no error.
When you hit it that hard, even though the keeper guesses the right way.
Well, Messi went first against the Netherlands. He went first also in last summer's Copa America shootout in Brasilia against Colombia in the semi-final, and on both occasions he scored. Messi with such immaculate poise.
How do you do that? How do you do this in these circumstances?
Ear-splitting whistles. Coleman. Great stop! Martinez is punching the air again! Massive character, massive moment!
That's twice he's guessed right. With Mbappe, couldn't do much about it. He could with this one.
Dybala down the middle. Some can barely watch.
Yeah, not easy when you've only been on the pitch a few minutes as he has. Not an easy situation that. Martin Mouth perhaps hitting it down the middle.
Has scored one of the goals of this competition against England in the quarter-finals. Martinez is trying to get in his head. He hasn't helped with the return of the ball. He will do what it takes. Not a nail left to be chewed. Tremendous dragged it wide! And Argentina are on the cusp.
Easy to say now, but never looked entirely confident waiting for that. He thrives on these situations, Martinez.
Firm, low, telling. Nearly there, so very nearly there.
Gets a touch on it, Hugo Lloris. Gets a touch on it, almost under his body, under the outstretched palm.
And France's margin for error. Nowhere to hide. He must. He has.
If in doubt, put your foot through it.
A long, lonely walk for Gonzalo Montiel. Didn't start the game. He can finish it. Montiel. Argentina, champions of the world! Again, at last! And a nation will tango all night long! 36 years since Maradona and Mexico. Here, finally, is a nation's new throng of immortals. Scaloni will be fated. Messi will be sainted. France this time denied, defied.
Messi fell to his knees, Peter, in the centre circle. He couldn't move. He fell to his knees and was surrounded by teammates. Incredible scenes here.
Lionel Messi has conquered his final peak. Lionel Messi has shaken hands with paradise. The little boy from Rosario, Santa Fe, has just pitched up in heaven. He climbs into a galaxy of his own. He has his crowning moment, and of course he is not alone. And one feels for Mbappe, who scored a World Cup final hat-trick and lost. How can that be?
You always thought that perhaps Argentina's name was on the trophy, that destiny dictated that the little man would lift it after a stellar career. And the fullback delivers the final blow.
Gonzalo Montiel, 25 years old. A boy out of River Plate, making his way in Europe, has ensured that this time South America prevails over Europe. And there's Sergio Aguero, Messi's best mate, a one-time prolific scorer for Argentina who couldn't watch, but who turned and embraced the moment, as all in Albi Celeste embraced the moment. The greatest player of his age finally has the greatest accolade football can afford him. At the end of one of the greatest football matches ever played.
France, they just looked dead and buried, didn't they, after 79 minutes? You could not see a way back for them. Kolo Muani wins the penalty, and after that, you just couldn't predict what was going to happen next.
Always be those who debate, and the debate can rage on if you like. But as he falls in love with the object in the world that his heart most desired, it is hard to escape the supposition that he has rendered himself today the greatest of all time.
And the whole of Argentina was looking towards him to be the man, to make the difference, to lift the trophy, and that kind of pressure. We wondered how he'd handle it. but he absolutely loved it. Took it on board and produced.
And in 2022, the world champions are Argentina.